Hello and hi everyone, so it's the first video where I'm gonna review the art you sent me and I'm gonna give some feedback, my thoughts, and I'm gonna do some overpaints as well. And I tried not to go too far with the overpaints because I do feel that sometimes when you just redraw everything and create a new finished piece, it can be a little bit too overwhelming or something. I don't know, or I can just screw the original idea. So give me your thoughts about it. Actually, I'm interested to hear what you think. And in this video, I'm gonna review the first half of the art you sent to me, and the other half I think I'm gonna do in the other video. It will be like a part 2 something. So I don't know when I'm gonna do it. I hope it will be still in December, but I can't promise anything. I'm sorry. But I am very excited because you sent me really interesting pieces and it's really great because they all are quite different. Like I have illustrations, I have character designs, so yeah, super excited. So here is the first art and I really do love the mood and the colors. The story is pretty interesting too. Like we have this character, I don't know if it's an original character or not, but the design is pretty cute and she found a star and it feels like the snow is melting around the star. I might be wrong, I don't know. So the artist's name is Zauret, I guess, and here is her comment. They mainly had hard time painting backgrounds, rendering hair and the character, and they're just looking for general feedback too. Okay. So in the beginning I checked some references how the frozen lake looks like, comparing to the snow around it and the trees, and it looks like quite often lake is much darker than the snow, which is interesting, and I tried to repeat it on this overpaint. And here I tried to find a natural looking shape of the lake so it wouldn't be too symmetrical. Also, I reduced the saturation of the northern lights and added some color variation to the sky. I do love that we have this very nice cold environment and warm light going from the star. And then I just adjusted the values and I added this beautiful pink rim light from the northern lights again, because I mean it's a nice touch. And you can see that I changed the horizon line because I have a feeling that we are looking at this character from below, I guess. And I do feel that this way the image will be like kind of more epic or something more interesting. And this way we will be able to show the sky more because we have a lot of interesting stuff going on there. Like we have northern lights, we have stars, and it's all like very nice, very interesting. And on the ground we have just piles of snow, which is kinda not so fun. And when we have light from below on our face, usually we have chin and lower part of the face lighter, and the top part of the nose and cheeks, they are darker. Again, here is the reference, so you can just try to follow this light skin. I tried not to change the composition too much because I have a feeling that, I don't know, I mean Arthur created it and it's nice, I guess it works. It just that when it's 100% symmetrical, it's kind of feels a little bit, not boring, but kinda. Because I mean, in real nature, it's really difficult to find 100% symmetrical something. I think there is something like this on the original art too, but I tried to change the trees a little bit, like make the tree on the left bigger and like it's closer to us. And I added some trees on the background too, like in the distance. And here you can see how I used some custom shapes to create this snow on the tree. And here I found this really nice reference of warm light and how it is surrounded by trees. So I tried to do something similar on this art too, because I mean, again, it just looks nice and it shows how beautiful this stars shine. With the star, it's perfectly symmetrical right now, I mean on the original art, and again, usually we really want to rotate things, so here I tried to change the star like a little bit. You can try to do it even more. And with painting trees and the snow, I think my advice will be just to check more references. You can check how other artists approach this problem and how they solve it. For example, here are some references I found of some other people's art, and they are gorgeous. And you can see that quite often they group snow in some kind of piles, and these piles, they create their own composition. So yeah, you can play with it, and it definitely can add some dynamic, some interesting shapes to a painting. Yeah, so here I just add in some small details. Like, I thought it will be fun if we will have some snow around the star too. And I added some reflection from the snow piles on the eyes. I'm not sure that you can see it in real life actually, but again, it just looks cute. And you asked about rendering the hair. I would suggest working with big shapes. And in this situation, when we have light from below, I think mostly hair will be kinda dark, but with the light you can show like the volume of the hair and her fringe kinda. And my main advice when you work with the light, I think it's just trying to zoom out as much as you can kinda, So this way you will be able to see your art in whole, in general, and you, like physically, you wouldn't be able to go into these very small details because you have to solve everything on the small thumbnail. When you look at it and you love the colors, you love the light, you can see what is going on, everything is separated, and then you can start zooming in and work with small details, but you have to be very careful because when you are adding these details, it's really easy to ruin everything. So here is the first overpaint, and here is the second version, because I thought I do really love the story, and I thought it will be kind of fun to add more stars, I guess. Like, they are lying everywhere, and you can use the light from the stars to add like these really nice bright spots at some kind of random places. I don't know, it's just a suggestion. In general, I do love the art, it's very nice, very cute, and yeah, hope it was helpful. Thank you for submitting. Thank you. Okay, here is the next one. The artist's name is Ayudapoipoi, I guess. And they are telling me that they were struggling on getting the values on the faces of these two characters. Okay, with this one I have a feeling that you do understand where the shadows should be, but it's just that right now they are a little bit too strong, I guess, especially on her neck. Like, for human skin to have so black shadows, it's quite uncommon. It's like the light should be very strong, and right now it's not the situation. And quite often we have like these very warm reflections, so, and she has white scarf, so I think it's gonna give some reflections on her skin too. But in general, proportions are really good, especially the faces, the eye size, the nose, how they are placed on the face, everything is really good. I'm not sure where the light source on the original art is, and on my overpaint it's like it's going light going from the top. So on my overpaint I just made all the shadows a little bit softer, and I added some volume on her hair too. With the guy, I'm not sure about his horn being the same color as his skin is. It can be part of his character design or something, but it feels a little bit wrong for me. So I changed the color, and usually horns, they are a different material, a different color, so I changed it and I made the material less reflective as his skin is. And in general, I see that you quite often use these very light highlights on the skin. And again, for example, here are a few references. You can see that we do have highlights, but usually they are pretty tiny. And in some places, because quite often highlights work as small focal points, and we don't want to put them everywhere. Usually we do put them on the tip of the nose, for example, in the corner of eyes, something like this. And here you can see how artist worked with the reference, and we actually can't see these highlights on the original photo, but the artist still put them on the painting to show us better the shape of the face. And this can be against character design too, I guess, I don't know. But his neck looks really long right now. I mean, he's not human, so who knows, but I made it short. Yeah, so now you can see the comparison, like how it was and how it is after the overpaint. And when the values are solved correctly, kinda, from afar you will be able to read everything correctly too. Because when you have pretty strong shadows where they shouldn't be, it breaks the form and you become like your brain is confused. It's like, I don't know what I'm looking at. So this is it for this art. Thank you for sending it to me. Good job and good luck. Thank you. Okay, and here is the next character. It's a girl in a purple dress and she's some kind of magician or something. She definitely have some kind of superpower. Artist is Sinics Art, and here is their comment. And they want advice mainly on light and shadow. So I think her proportions are mostly correct, and I just love the way she looks. It's a nice art, nice dress. I do love her design, and about the light, I'm not sure again where it should come from, because we have few light sources right now, but I thought it will be really cool to make the main light source going from this blue magic in her hand. Because when you have this light going from below, there will be some interesting cast shadows, and it's gonna just make the image quite interesting in general. There is some rim light on the original image too, but it's blue, the same blue as magic in her hand. And I'm not sure about this decision. Maybe we can make rim light warm. It will be like a usual color scheme, I guess, when you have the main source blue, for example, and you have warm rim light and the opposite. Again, it's optional, of course. And to emphasize the light in her hand, going from her magic, I made the background darker and added some light just on her dress, on her shoulder, on her face. And I had a feeling that her head was in a little bit wrong position, I'm not sure, and I pushed it back a little bit. Right now, her hair looks a little bit too even. I mean, there are some strands, but still with the hair, I think it's really fun when you have this kind of holes between strands. It makes the silhouette more nice, more dynamic, more interesting. And when we have this light scheme where the main source light is in her hand and it goes from below, her head is kinda in the dark, and this way you can add some glow into her eye. It will be a nice touch, but I don't know if it goes against the character idea. Okay, and here is the result. What do you think? And thank you for submitting your art and good luck. Hope it was helpful. Okay, and here is the third one. This one is really interesting, like the style is kinda unique. The artist is pigeon baited. Okay, and here is the comment. They struggled a lot with clarity and perspective. So when we're talking about clarity, in the art, I do prefer to work in grayscale, because this way you will be able to see where something went wrong. So I started from separating the hand from the character on the background, and I added more light going from this magic. Usually when I'm trying to clarify everything and to separate objects from each other, I use lasso tool and soft brush. It's just that unfortunately, because of the way it was filmed, you can't see the lasso tool, how I select the objects. And right now composition is really interesting and I do have questions about it. Because right now it feels like the main character is his hand, and it can happen. I can imagine art like this. It just usually it means that this hand it should play a crucial part in the story or something. Like it's the main character, or it should have like a unique design. And right now, when I look at this illustration, I am really interested in the character who is on the background. And the hand, I mean, he is doing some kind of magic, but like the design is just like, I mean, it's fine, but the character looks much more interesting. So I decided to make his hand a little bit smaller and to make the character a little bit bigger. I mean, even now, I still would make his hand smaller, because I do feel that you wanted to show a very difficult perspective, like we are looking almost from below, I guess. But I think in this case, this perspective should work not only with hand, but the character too. I have a feeling that it will be something like this. So I made a quick sketch. And in this case, I think we need to use a really strong perspective. And this way, it will explain why his hand is so big. And to emphasize this perspective, you can try to put something on background, maybe some pillars, I don't know. And I attached some references for his hand armor too. In general, it's a really cool idea to use this type of perspective, and it makes image much more epic and unique. So yeah, you can give it a try. And on Overpaint, I just continue something more common, I guess, but still, if it works, it works. So I just continued clarifying everything. And right now you have this kind of difficult texture everywhere, and I mean, it can be part of your style, but you still have to be careful with where you are using this texture. Because right now it's everywhere and it makes, it looks like a noise, which is just everywhere. So for example, I made this texture less visible in the shadows. So now you have these zones on your art that are more calm and more clear, and they help you to show the parts that are important. And I changed values a little bit too, because values are very important when you're trying to show the perspective. So I made his hand darker, and the darkest values are on his hand, and the character is kinda lighter in general. I'm still not satisfied with how hand looks on the overpaint. I think I would try to show perspective more, So you can try to do some other pose, something like this, on this reference. I wasn't able to find the photo of this particular gesture, and usually in these situations I just use photos of my own hands. In the process of doing an overpaint, I changed the colors and the saturation, and it wasn't intentional. I just used two more saturated colors, I guess, but I do love the colors on the original image. They are really beautiful, and they suit this dark mood of the illustration really well. I think this is it. I do love this image, and the story is very interesting too. The colors are nice, and I do love this character design. I'm very intrigued to see how you will finish it. Thank you for submitting, and good luck! Okay, and here we have the last one, and it's Miku Fan Art. The artist's nickname is Keiki, and here is their comment. Okay, so they struggled with making the pose energetic, and it got more and more boring as they progressed, and they struggled with adding depth to it, especially in the hair. So in general, I do love what I see, like the proportions are very nice, the pose is good too actually, and I love how dynamic everything is already and how you solved the hair. I have a feeling that the main problem that I can see is the values, so because of it I started my overpaint from changing the values a little bit, because right now you have these highlights that are kinda have the same lightness, and they are everywhere on this character. And when we have light, the main source from, I think it's kind of from above right corner or something, the light, it gets less and less strong, so the bottom of the character will be just darker in general than the top part. So I tried to fix this thing. And I'm not sure if it goes against the character design. I googled how it looks like, but maybe you can add some nice color gradient, just a little bit, to her hair, because right now when you have like the same color everywhere, like the same blue color, it's, I don't know, I mean, we can add some more color maybe. And here I'm fixing her gray shirt, because right now, because of how bright highlights are and how dark shadows are, it looks a little bit, I don't know, it's hard to read, and the shape is broken because of how high contrast everything is. And on different references, this character's outfit is made from different material, so I'm not sure if it should be some kind of holographic. I have no idea. I made just a simple gray shirt, because right now there is a lot of stuff going on already, and maybe you want to have some parts just more simple and calm. And maybe you can add more light going from her pink hair accessories. And here you can see my take on more dynamic, energetic pose. I'm not strong in making super dynamic, energetic poses, so I just tried to change her skirt a little bit and just to rotate her a little bit too. And here is a comparison in grayscale before and after, so you can see the difference. I mean, it's 100% not done, it's not ideal, but you can see that I reduced the amount of highlights, and this way for us as viewers it is easier to see the focal points, which are her face and her hand. Yeah, so this is it. Here is before and after. Hope it was helpful. Thank you for submitting your art. Thank you and good luck with this one. Okay guys, and it was the last overpaint for this video. So tell me your thoughts. What do you think about the overpaints? What do you think about my voiceover? And what I should maybe change, maybe fix something, I don't know. And what you think about this video format in general. Was it helpful? Was it interesting or not really? Any suggestions will be very appreciated. Thank you.